Reciting Buddha's name emphasizes having Buddha inside the heart, likewise same for practicing Zen. The story of Donggua monk. A peculiar monk in Buddhism, Donggua monk. Most of the day, walking on the streets, quietly reciting the Buddha's name continuously, unknown to the outsiders, the joy of reciting the Buddha's name in which he is enjoying. This was the last note by the monk Donggua before he passed away. There once was a monk. He has a unique style and does not like to stay inside the Buddhist temple. Instead, he likes to go out on the street every day. His approach, not only is it difficult for the fellow monks to understand, even people in the secular world point fingers at him. However, in the face of these accusations, he doesn't take it too seriously and insisted on walking around the street for many years, reaching the state of always having Buddha in his heart, not affected by worldliness at all. Finally, with complete merit and virtue, he will be reborn in the Pure Land. He is the famous Donggua monk. Monk Donggua is a famous monk in the Qing dynasty. His common surname is Sun. He was born in Hangzhou. Because he likes to eat melon, people respectfully call him Donggua monk. He becomes a monk in Huayan Temple. At first, people thought that he will be like other monks focusing on practicing Buddha's teachings. But his behavior is unique, wearing the monk's robe, walking on the street tirelessly. His fellow practicing monk Weijiao, seeing him like this, he often tries to persuade him to avoid doing such things. Advise him to be more hardworking in his practice of the sutras, and not be too distracted by the things in the mortal world, urging him to focus on reciting the Buddha's name. However, Monk Donggua did not listen to the advice. Continue to wear his monk robes and walk on the street during the day. When he comes back in the evening, that is when he will put in the effort to recite NaMo Amitabha, practice the Pure Land Dharma. So he persisted in practicing of the Pure Land Dharma for many years. He continues his usual shopping during the day and working hard reciting NaMo Amitabha when he is back in the evening. Although it was not understood by others, Monk Donggua always had Buddha in his heart, and his view of the outside world was to ignore them all. One day he saw Monk Weijiao on the street, and he said to him, "I will soon be reborn in the Pure Land on the 6th day of the first lunar month." He asks Monk Weijiao to come and see him off when the time comes, and urge him not to forget. Although Monk Donggua looks serious, but Monk Weijiao still think he is joking. Nevertheless, he still promises Monk Donggua, saying he will be there on that day. "I will definitely go there on that day." Time soon arrived on the 6th day of the first lunar month, and Monk Weijiao came as promised. After arriving, but there was no sign of Monk Donggua, but later learned that he has gone out for his meal. So he sat down and waited for him to come back. Not long after, Donggua monk finally come back. When he saw Monk Weijiao, he said, "What are you here for?" Monk Weijiao said, "Isn't today the day you'll reborn in the Pure Land of Amitabha? I'm here to see you off." When Monk Donggua heard this, just then he remembered. He quickly went to clean himself up. Then he left the above note and asked Monk Weijiao to write it down. Then he saw Monk Donggua chanting NaMo Amitabha. Then there was no movement and remained silence. Monk Weijiao came forward to check. It turns out that what Monk Donggua said was true, and he has passed away and reborn in the Pure Land. He is really the Bodhisattva who comes again. Donggua monk, although walking on the streets every day, but he had Buddha in his heart and always silently recited NaMo Amitabha. He is not particular on external form, but instead, working hard reciting NaMo Amitabha. As the saying goes, Buddhism has 84,000 Dharma ways of practices. Everyone's genes are different. The chosen practice method will also be different. Although Monk Donggua's approach is not accepted by others, but he has Buddha in his heart and keeps reciting NaMo Amitabha. Have a heart that is latent and pure. Buddha once said, "All beings come with the wisdom of the Buddha, but the wisdom is hidden due to our impure thoughts and desires which prevent us from attaining enlightenment." Monk Donggua has let go all the mortal desires and focus on reciting NaMo Amitabha. Managed to make his heart empty and clear, and cultivate Buddhahood with one heart. Buddha is in the heart. As the saying goes, reciting Buddha's name is not in the mouth but in the heart. Likewise, when practicing Zen, it is this truth. Sometimes we are too attached to the inner and outer world. There is no real letting go, only letting go. That is to say, only by doing good deeds and wholeheartedly pursuing good deeds can we achieve a harmonious inner harmony and be reborn in the Pure Land. The above is the legendary story of Monk Donggua, NaMo Amitabha. Buddha said, "It is hard to be born as a human being, but now we are. It's hard to come across the Buddha's teachings, but we have now heard. If we don't cherish this lifetime opportunity to practice the Buddha's teachings and eventually attaining enlightenment, this opportunity may not come soon again if we lost this human body."